This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And a welcome back. Open enrollment for Medicare ends in less than a week. So what if you're already enrolled or you may need to enroll? There are several questions you may want to consider. Now, in this segment sponsored by Kirksville Pharmacy, we have Dr. Jessica Buchheit here this morning to break it all down for us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ella?
I'm doing great. So when does the actual enrollment end?
Okay, it ends December 7th, so it's coming up. It's kind of the final moments to get your plan in, to see if you want to make any changes, and to kind of talk to some experts and go from there to see what you can do for 2017.
Okay, so who can participate in open enrollment?
Sure. So open enrollment is for all Medicare beneficiaries, which is just a fancy way of saying folks that are 65 years of age or older or who qualify through a disability. So when we talk about Medicare open enrollment, it can get really confusing. So I'm going to break it down just a little bit with some terminology. There's 4 parts to Medicare. There's A, B, C, and D. A and B are your original Medicare. A covers your hospital coverage. So if you were to go into the hospital, the nursing home, hospice care, that's all covered under that umbrella. Part B is your outpatient coverage. So your medical coverage, going to the doctor, getting labs, physical, occupational therapy, oxygen, those kinds of things. So those are your original Medicare plans. Where it starts getting a little confusing is Medicare Part C. Those are Advantage plans, and that's a combination of A and B, and can sometimes include drug coverage as well. And then finally, there's Part D, and D stands for drugs. So that's your prescription drug coverage. And why this is also important is because during open enrollment, folks can change plans. So they can go from Medicare A and B to an Advantage plan. They can add, modify, or get rid of prescription drug coverage. It's really an opportunity for them to go in and kind of see what else is out there and to change what they currently have if it fits their health needs and their budget.
So what do beneficiaries need to do during this open enrollment? They need to either do they have to, if they're already enrolled, my question is, if they're already enrolled, do they have to re-enroll or are they automatically enrolled? How does that work?
So there's 5 key steps to remember during this Medicare open enrollment process. What'll happen is in September or October, Medicare folks will get a notice of change letter, and that'll come from their current plan. And it'll tell you if that current plan will be offering the same products for next year, if your drugs will be covered, if your doctor will be covered, those types of things. And that's kind of a red flag to let you know that open enrollment season is coming. So pay attention to that letter in the mail. Everybody should have already received those. Next, you need to think about what matters most to you. Are your healthcare needs changing? Are you going to have a new surgery next year that you need a specialist that's covered? How about drug costs? Are those things going to change? So think about that and think about your budget. And then finally, the third step you want to get to is a step that a lot of people forget about, and that's actually qualifying for extra help. And so there's federal and state programs that are available that can help you with prescription and Medicare drug costs. So talk to your pharmacist, talk to your provider about those, and they can help you with those, but they can be significant savings. So don't forget that step. And then the fourth step is the fun part, go shopping. So you go to the Medicare.gov website, and that's when you can start looking for plans and doing some shopping. You can put in the drugs that you're taking and the doctors that you see and make sure that they're still covered by your plan next year. And then finally, the last step is to look at the star ratings. And the star ratings are quality measures done by Medicare that look at a health and prescription plan quality across the board. And so 5 stars is excellent quality plan and 1 star is a poor quality plan. And so just kind of take that into account when you're shopping for those. And then finally, before you press the submit button or decide to stay in your current plan, I would recommend talking to a healthcare professional just to make sure you're not missing something.
Okay, you just answered my next question because all this information is so great to know, and I know that I've had to help my mom with this process, and there's times where I felt like I had no idea what I was doing, and she had no idea what she was doing. So where are some local places, you had mentioned either your pharmacist or your local provider, health provider, to help answer these questions for you? Are there anywhere else that people can go to in order to get help?
Sure, the Social Security Administration is a great place to ask for help, especially if you qualify for additional help and meet certain financial restrictions. The local pharmacy is a great place to go because we have time to sit down and talk with you, put in all your current drugs that you're taking to see if your plan will cover it. Your doctor's office can have some great tips and tricks for you as well. And honestly, the Medicare.gov website is just a great resource too to answer a lot of your questions, and you can call 1-800-MEDICARE for more questions if you have those as well.
Okay, and we'll definitely post all of that information on our website. We'll also link up your information as well with Kirksville Pharmacy. Now, my final question, what happens if somebody misses the deadline?
Okay, so if you miss the deadline and you're currently in a plan, you'll automatically be enrolled in that plan for next year. The problem is say that you're like, oh man, I missed my deadline and I really did want to change, you're locked into it for the next year. So this open enrollment period through December 7th is really critical to get in the plan that you want to have locked in. And I would really recommend, even if you're happy with your current plan, just seeing what else is out there. They say 81% of people with Medicare Part D coverage qualify for a plan that'll save them money in 2017.
Oh, wow. So great tips to keep in mind. And just to let everybody know that December 7th is next Wednesday.
Yes.
So you have a little over a week. I don't even want to say over a week because tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yes.
So, all right, what we'll do again is we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com. We'll link up information with Kirksville Pharmacy if you have any questions or concerns. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.